Gotta love cars that, you know, that were like $5 and all of a sudden they jump up to like $35 because of like somebody topping with it. And obviously people will know what I'm talking about if you play Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right. Hieratic Seal from the Ashes is like $35+, and I'm just like, yeah, I know the card was pretty interesting and I liked it, but I didn't think it would ever shoot up that high. That's typical Yu-Gi-Oh! Economy, I guess, and the market's being, or the secondary market is hella fucked up, I guess. I don't know. Not always, but a lot of the time it is. So, what do you do? But anyways, I'm not here to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though I should do Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff soon. I've been having a lot of fun with this, so, I mean, that's kind of why I've been doing this quite a bit more lately. And, you know, just so that I could kind of maybe get myself freshened up, I guess. Well, not like really freshened up. I mean, I'm kind of getting back in the groove of things, and maybe it'll be a little bit more interesting. And that's kind of what I have in mind with this team, too. With this team, I'm using mods from my Generation 5 Wi-Fi battles that I haven't used on Showdown or even PO in like a long time. I'm talking about mods like Celestor, the Celebi, Kaiser-SH, if people will get that reference. I don't know, it's interesting. DiGiorn, of course, you know about the right here, and of course the Florges. Of course, the things that are different are obviously these three over here. These I haven't used in a long while. In fact, Rotom was probably the most used. Well, Rotom was probably the most used out of these three, and Celebi I used sometimes, and then Kingdra I used quite a few times. So I mean, they're just some pretty cool mods that I like, and why not try and use them? I'll cut Meloetta out, and then some other options, and then use these three and see where it gets us. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is just where things are a little bit different. This is a especially defensive Celebi with T-Wave, U-Turn, and Giga Drain. I've thought about using Psychic, but I don't know. Psychic may or may not be any good on this, but I already have a Psychic Stab and Cycle Cut, but that hits on the physical side, and I don't know if I need a special Psychic hit like Psychic, so I don't know. We'll find out eventually. Kingdra, this is a Rain Dancing set with Hydro Pump, Dragon Pulse, and Draco Meteor. I thought about using a mix set, but I'm not sure how well a mix set would work right now, but that is something that I've thought about using again. So that's something. And Choice got Rotom-H DiGiorno. He is not delivery, but he'll deliver what he needs. And actually, I'm gonna change this to Thunderbolt. Now, the reason I'm even thinking of changing it now was because I actually did a session with this team already, but it was like really late at night and I was freaking tired. And I found out that Hidden Power Ice wasn't working as effectively for me as I would like. And there were times where I would have liked to get, where I would have loved to have Thunderbolt, because I missed out on a crucial KO. And yeah, it basically got really annoying from there on out. So because of that, I'm kind of taking it off for now. I may put it back on later, but for now, I'm definitely using Thunderbolt for the time being. And plus, Hidden Power got decreased in power, so I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have other options for things anyways. And then everything else is basically the same. So, yeah, we're going to do some games, and hopefully I don't sound as freaking tired as I was. Oh, my God. Because, let me tell you, the commentary was, not that it wasn't always awkward or anything, but I don't know, I was freaking tired. Like, you have no idea. And I was like looking back at it, and I'm just like, what the heck was I doing? What was I saying? And all that other stuff. So hopefully I don't sound as weird, I guess, even though I kind of do anyways. It's just kind of a thing. It's my opinion and mine alone. Definitely mine alone. But anyways, let's get into some games. Alright, battle number 1. Mega Gardevoir. Probably a bulky Chestnut. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna expect, and we'll just go from there because everything else just seems to fall in line. And I think I'll lead with Rhyperior, because if he leads with Crobat, I have a good matchup against it right off the jump. And that's actually one of the more important things you have to keep in mind with this kind of thing. Sometimes your lead matchups can drastically turn the momentum of a battle in your favor right away. Like if you get a good lead matchup, you can get the first I guess you could get the first momentum shift in your favor. So it's just some weird shit like that, I guess. And I'm going to go for the U-turn right here, predicting him to switch out his Gastrodon. Because I know he's not going to want to lose this thing. And even if he doesn't switch, I can just go into Florges instead. So, I mean, that's basically what I'm planning to do with it. And I am going back into my Rhyperior to get up Stealth Rock now. Because that was initially what I was going to do. I'm going to get up Stealth Rock. Now, he could bring in the Crobat to try to defog, but it's not something that he's not going to like doing that, basically. I will go into... Charizard is actually kind of an annoying threat for me. Well, not like... I don't know. It's one of those Pokemon that like remember when I was talking about Psychic? Yeah, this is one of those Pokemon that I've actually considered running Psychic on the Celebi for, just for stuff like this. And I've actually seen it quite a few times lately, so I'm trying to think, well, should I go for Psychic or not? I think I'll just go into Rotom-H just to scout what he does. And I'm going to go right for the Trick here, because something's going to get crippled. And that works. And there's the... Alright, because he went for Spiky Shield, he's probably going to switch out because I know he's not going to want this thing crippled. So I think I'm going to go into... What would like taking a Trick? Nothing really likes taking it. So I'm going to stick with it. I don't think anything likes to take it except for Gardevoir. And the reason, I don't know. Why did I not think about Gardevoir? There's my hindsight effect kicking in, where I don't think about the obvious mega item, because obviously that would have, you know, if I had just switched, that would have actually been, it would have been better for me, I guess. And I'm not sure what I want to do with this, so, and I'm gonna have to switch, so I guess I'll go into Florges. I mean, I don't think Florges is gonna be that useful, and I would like to have Gallade for later on. And the session I scrapped, I actually... In the recording I scrapped, I actually fired off Gallade to a Mega Gardevoir just because, well, he couldn't do anything, but I think he can actually do something this time. So, I'm going to go for Wish. Oh, he's running Taunt too. Nice. My Mega Gardevoir actually has Taunt now, so that's kind of cool seeing it, but I don't know. I should have expected Taunt, but then again, not everybody runs Taunt on their Mega Gardevoir. So, I think what we're going to do is go into Celebi. Celebi I could cripple this thing with Thunder Wave, and even if he wants to switch out to Gastrodon to take it, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, to be completely honest with you. So, that's kind of a thing you have to keep in mind. You just do what you're able to do. Sometimes what you think is the correct play, and other times it's not. And there's the Crobat to take a T-Wave. Indeed, a T-Wave is definitely a thing. Now I'm gonna go for. Do I want to? I think I'll just switch. I mean, I really have no reason not to. Just cause, I mean, he can't. I know Crobat can't do that much, anyways. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go for... what do I want to do? If I could get rid of that Gastrodon, I can basically freely Volt Switch around. But it's not really something I can do right now just because... Oh, he has a freaking Gastrodon and I have to switch immediately. So, and I need to keep Celebi around. So, watch me forget about what I just said in general just because... Oh, I may have overlooked something important. You know what I mean? It's just kind of one of those things where, you know, you kind of overlook things even though you may have mentioned that, oh, I need this Mon, but you completely forget about a move or something like that that could do a lot of damage. It's like when I freaking keep forgetting about what am I trying to say? Freaking a Bishop having Iron Head. Why that was, I don't know. And actually, because Chestnut seems to like carrying that move, that Spiky Shield, actually, Gallade might be a decent switch now, because what I can do is go for the SD. If he wants to stay in, I could set up, and nothing's gonna like taking a, you know, a whatever, I don't know. And he's gonna go for the Leech Seed. And I'm just going to keep SDing. It's risky, but actually, do I want to do that? Yeah, I guess I will because... Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I don't think he has a grass-type move. The Chestnuts I've seen have, like, Spiky Shield, Leech Seed, yeah, and Hammer Arm. He does not have a grass-type move to hit me with. So actually, that's... I don't know, it's interesting, really. And I'm going to go right for the Cycle Cut. And there it is. Dang. Nice play on his part. I was almost thinking he would switch out and it wouldn't have mattered anyways. I mean, I'm going to get a lot of damage on something. So, basically, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't consider him like setup bait all the time. But when you don't, when he only has a Hammer Arm and Gallade resists it, it's basically not looking like a really good... It's not going to be a good time. And there's the Chestnut. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for letting that die. Because now I can basically go for Trick on everything but the Mega Gardevoir. And, do I need this? I'm thinking I will need this. Believe it or not. And I know he'll be faster just because I'm not running max speed. And even though Shadow Sneak will do a lot of damage, I am not confident in being... Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna switch. I was thinking of changing my mind right there, but I'm thinking, no, that's not a good thing, especially when he has that. That might have taken me out. I'm not sure. If it's Bandit, it definitely would have taken me out. Now, I could go for Earthquake because he lost his Grass type and he lost his Flying type, so nothing's gonna want to switch into this except Gastro, I guess. And heck, he doesn't like taking it, so I mean, this thing's basically dead now. So, and because my lefty's activated first. Usually when your leftovers activates first, you're usually faster if yours activates first before your opponent's. Unless it's a speed tie, and in which case, well, you gotta bank on winning the speed tie, and the speed tie can be, it can get pretty nasty, I guess, because it's kind of like, you know, you flip a coin, and if you happen to call it right, then you call it right, so, I don't know. I don't know what this thing was to do. Hidden Power Ice, and that doesn't do that much. Well, it did a lot, but Solid Rock is the thing. He can take it a little bit easier. And there's the Mega Gardevoir. Now, this is where I still need Gallade, because Shadow Sneak will do a lot of damage and stuff. So I'm just going to go for the Earthquake again. I don't want to switch anything into the Hyper Voice right now. I mean, I could go into Rotom, but... yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to risk it, to be completely honest with you. So now I'm gonna go into Celebi, go for T-Wave, because T-Wave's a thing. So that's kind of a thing you have to keep in mind too. And yeah, that's all. That's basically the story here. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going with. And I know I could take it just because this thing is max specially bulky. Well, it's not max, but it has speed investment, but just a little bit of speed investment. And I'm going to go for the Giga Drain just to get a little bit of damage. And, you know, I can maybe get some Barax, but anything can basically outspeed this thing now, so. What I could do is, I think I'll just go for the, Thunderbolt. I'm not wanting to miss that Overheat. That's kind of what I don't want to be that guy who misses that move. You know what I mean? I don't want to miss Overheat and then have that bite me in the butt later on. And basically this thing is going to have to die. So, yeah. Bye, Mega Gardevoir. It's been fun, but you're going to die! He's sad face and I'm smiley face. Yeah. Yeah, that's basically, it's all she wrote, folks. And I'm just going to go for another T-Bolt. You know, I'm surprised I have not brought in Kingdra, but then again, Kingdra was kind of walled by a couple of things, so I don't know. It is what it is. And, alright. I know I can live any one hit with Kingdra, and now Kingdra can pretty much finish off the game with Dragon Pulse. Oh, snap. That was, woohoo. Now, that's amazing. That's amazing. That was amazing. I will admit it. I definitely got to give you props. And there goes Shadow Sneak. I am surprised he didn't go for Extreme Speed. But I guess he didn't know I had it because, yeah. I guess, I don't know. I guess he didn't think I'd had Shadow Sneak, and fair enough. But anyways, in a bit I'm going to get another battle because there's something I'm going to have to do real quick. So I'm going to cut to when I do another battle. So see you guys whenever I get to that battle. So yeah. Alright, battle number 2. This may or may not be the last video. Well, not the last video, but the last battle of the video, I mean. That's what I meant to say. Now, I think we're gonna... Rotom's probably the... He might leave with Nido Queen. And I could get some really good momentum right away if this thing was to try to get up rocks. And actually, this is where lead matches are kind of important. Again, he has an interesting lead matchup. If I don't know what, yeah, actually, what do I want to do? I don't want to stay in and take a toxic, because I don't want this thing wasted. Well, I don't want to waste the, whatever item. So I think what I'm going to, I'll go into Celebi first off just to see what he's going to do. Ooh, Dragon Tail. Alright, so this thing is a Dragon Tail set. With Rest Sleep Talk probably. This could really give me some trouble. Like, I'll admit it. It could definitely give me some trouble. Especially when, you know, you consider that, oh, this thing is going to be really bulky. And it's not going to die to physical hits like ever. Unless you get like crits up the wazoo, you know what I'm saying? And there's that Earthquake. Nice. Nice. That was pretty good. Now, I didn't see Life Orb, so I am going to switch back into this. Because I know he's basically going to have... I know he's faster, so he'll have to switch. So I'm going to go right for the Volt Switch. Why did I not see that coming? Remember when I was talking about oversight? Yeah, there it is. That's basically the oversight of the video right there. And I need to get up my own rocks too, so that's a thing. But I can't do it in front of this thing just because this thing is probably sheer force and Earth Power will possibly knock out my Pokemon. So I think I'm gonna go right for the... I don't want to go for Rain Dance just because it's gonna power up the freaking it's gonna power up the freaking whatever attack it is. The water moves. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. I will go for I'm gonna go for the Cycle Gut. Actually, I'm gonna go for the SD. It's a really risky play, but I got a feeling. I just have a hunch. And watch me be wrong. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's why I was going to go for the Swords Dance so I could be a +2 for whatever he wants to bring in. So yeah, Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes up. This will make the battle interesting now. And I don't think I'm going to need this for much. Maybe the Scrafty? Again, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going to go for the SD. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. That's all I got to say about this. I'm going to risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. There's the Scald. Okay, now, I'm going to go right for the Drain Punch. If he Dragon Tails, I'll at least get some prior damage on this thing. That's my main objective. Oh my god, that did a lot. That did a lot of damage. I know my load is very bulky too, so that's no laughing matter. And I'm going to go right for the Drain Punch again. Yeah, he's just letting something die. That's fine. I am perfectly okay with this. Now he's going to go into Dusknoir probably to revenge me with Shadow Sneak. Even though I have my own Shadow Sneak. What is this thing going to do? Unless he's like Scarfed or fully offensive and can take me out with one hit. I'm running a bit more bulk, so I should be able to take a hit. Like so. And there's the Justified boost. Ooh, and he has a Sash. There's that Justified. So now he's at +1 attack. Well, actually, he's... Oh, he hadn't... Wait. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I thought he had Intimidate, but then again, that's just me not keeping track of things. I'm going to go for Shadow Sneak. Nice. Good work, Glade. Or Switchblade. You're putting in the work where you need it to. Alrighty. Well, remember what I said, that may or may not be the last video? Well, I'm going to get one more, and then we'll call it a video, probably. So, be right back in just a moment. Alright, battle number 3. This should probably be the last one. Regardless of whether or not I lose, it doesn't matter. Heck, I don't mind losing as long as the battles are good, you know what I mean? And sometimes you get some good battles. It's just that, I don't know. You just gotta do it what you can, and sometimes you just gotta accept what happens. I think we're gonna lead with, well, he has a Rhyperior of his own. I wonder if he'll lead with Keldeo, predicting that. I could lead with Celebi here, actually. Although that's kind of risky because if he, Rotom isn't going to be too helpful as far as volt turning, or not volt turning, volt switching, just because of, I do want to get up rocks though. I do want to get up rocks. That's my main objective. Like, that's my main objective right now. So I'm going to get my rocks, and he's probably going to get up his rocks too. Yeah, you know, no harm done. Now, I'm going to go right into my... Shit. I don't know if he's going to predict that switch or not. Rhyperior is actually pretty... Believe it or not, it's a threat to this team too. Ironically. Oh, well, I'm taking the risk. I'm taking a risk. Gastrodon. Alright. Well, that's a good matchup in my favor, so I'm going to go right for the U-turn. Predicting him to switch, and that's exactly what he does. Now, I'm going to go right into Rhyperior again. I could go into Rhyperior again. Yeah, I'm just going to go into Rhyperior again. And just... You know, actually, I've considered running Stealth Rock on Celebi, mainly because it would actually be... It would have decent synergy, I guess. And plus, I could run Substitute on the Rhyperior instead of Stealth Rock, because in a situation like this, I would love to have Substitute. But, you know, in an ideal world, that's basically what would happen. But in this team, it is not running Stealth Rock right now on the Celebi. So I'm just gonna go right for the Stone Edge, and we'll see where we go from there. I want to go for Earthquake, but yeah, it's kind of risky. Kind of risky. I mainly say that because of, like, let's see what I want to do. I could go in the Florges. Yeah, I could go in the Florges. Get up a Wish, maybe. Yeah, he predicted my Celebi switch. Ooh, there goes that freeze. A very rare case, isn't it? Well, I'm going to try to thaw out, I guess. I mean, that's basically what I'm going for right now. And, the longer he doesn't attack, the better it is for me. And, yeah. A frozen fairy that merged with a flower in ice. Well, I get... What the heck? Okay. Wait, what just happened? I'm gonna get another battle? Be right back. And we're back. Battle number 4. We just gotta love how these battles have been turning out. So, watch me get wrecked because he's got a pretty scary threats. Invictini, Honchkrow, and Heracross. This is actually... Heracross is one of the more annoying threats. Just because I don't particularly... I'm gonna go for Stealth Rock. Oh shit, he actually has Grass Knot. Well, I lost. I know it's kind of early to say that, but I lost. Because I did not expect that move. I should have switched out immediately on the off chance he did have it. Well, I don't know. I don't see that many with Grass Knot, so it was kind of safe to assume that, you know, it's like... You know, it'd be just a safe option, and this is a special Victini. Okay. And I might actually replace Hydro Pump with Surf just because of the chance of missing. And that did nothing. Holy shit, that did nothing. And I'm going to go right into my Glade, because Glade can kind of do stuff. Now, I'm going to predict him to switch into... I guess I can predict him to switch into that Gligar. Oh my god. I thought he would switch because Drain Punch or Close Combat, that would have taken him out. Like, that was so risky. It's not even fun. No, Hydro Pump. I'm gonna go for the riskier reward. I get risk versus reward. Well, I'm taking the risk. Or the cancel option won't work, and I could just get Oko anyways. Alrighty then. That didn't turn out the way I planned it. So yeah, you could tell this battle's all downhill for me from here on out. Now he goes into Victini. Well, fair enough. See, that's pretty smart play on his behalf. I'm gonna go right into this, because if he goes for Recreate, Blue Flare... Okay, so this is an all-special Victini. Very interesting, to be completely honest with you. And I get a crit. I think the crit mattered, and actually... Ironically, when I talk about Thunderbolt being usable, I don't know why, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I went for that. But I did anyways. I freaking did anyways, even though it was kind of meaningless. So, yeah, what a great way to end the video, right, guys? Like, I mean it. This is a great way to end the video, and it's just... It's pretty cumbersome, I gotta say that much. And something's gonna have to die. And... Something's gonna have to die. And I think it's gonna have to be... It might actually be... I don't know what I want to do with this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna switch. Even though I was thinking of changing my mind there. Oh, wow. He actually... Wow, it actually took 5 hits to kill it. Alrighty then. Not sure what do at this point. Well, it's a fast conclusion, at least. But I don't know. I don't even think that's a good thing. Because battles last like... I don't know. Battles can go as far as like 15 to 20 minutes. And then battles can end in 5. That's how crazy things could get right now, just because, oh, you know, battles can end in a short amount of time. I guess it's kind of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, where games can end in like 5 minutes, or even less than that. They can maybe end turn 1. You know, or, you know, them going second, they win turn 2. I mean, I know that's kind of like an over-exaggeration. And actually, you know what? I think we're going to get another battle after this, because, yeah. This way too short for my freaking liking, so I think we're actually going to get another game after this. But hey, we'll do whatever we gotta. So I'm just going to go for the U-turn. Go to Florges. And he gets paralyzed. Okay. Well, okay, that was interesting. I don't even know what's going on. And yeah, that was insane. I had to admit that. First turn Grass Knot, I kind of made a questionable... I made a double switch that I thought would work, because I was thinking, oh, he'll go into Gligar or Victini, and I can basically switch into Kingdra predicting that, but dang, the guy was smart. He predicted my double switch, or maybe he wasn't predicting enough. And that's the thing with predicting. In one of my older Generation 5 Wi-Fi battles, I brought up the whole point about predicting, and is it necessary to predict every single turn? Because I made a really ballsy play and it didn't work. And it's all based on like how I guess it all depends on like, I don't know, I guess it all depends on how the other person thinks or something like that. And I don't know. It's just kind of a thing that exists for whatever the reason is, and that did a decent amount of damage. I am shocked at this damage. Not that it matters though, just because, yeah, we're definitely getting another battle, because I'm not particularly, I don't know, I'm not a fan, you know. And surprisingly, the battle didn't end as fast as I would have liked, so I don't know. We're just gonna roll with the punches, because that's what we do. You roll with the punches and you just hope for the best. And that does absolutely nothing. Oh my god. Alright. We're gonna go right for the U-turn, just to get some damage. And if he wants to like switch out, predicting me to switch out, then I'm cool with that too. You know, I have an idea. It might not be the best idea, but it's an idea anyways. I'm gonna go for the T-Wave. You might think, why would you do that? Well, the way I see it, bank on some luck, I guess. Bank on enough luck that can go on for a while, you know what I mean? So, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be that guy. We're gonna be that guy who counts on Parahax. Even though it... Wow! The Parahax is strong in this one. Alright, I'm gonna go for... Wow! Wow! Look at that! Wow! Like, that's incredible. Like, turn after I use the T-Wave. Oh, he gets paralyzed? Oh, that gets paralyzed too. And the next turn, oh, he gets paralyzed again? Oh, he gets paralyzed again. Like, I'll admit, this session is insane. It's not like the one where there were like crits all over the place or something like that, but this is just funny now. Like, oh my god. It turned from like a 2-minute battle into like one of the most hacksy battles I've ever seen. So I don't freaking know how I think about it. And there's the heal bell. Yeah, I was kind of worried he had that, and that's kind of another reason why I didn't. I don't know. That was kind of the reason I didn't go for the. Yeah, I am going to switch predicting that protect. Like, that is way too obvious for my liking. Way too obvious for my liking, and we're really gonna do this. We're really gonna freaking do this. And I'm gonna somehow make the commentary interesting despite the slowness. I don't freaking know what's going on. I'm surprised he hasn't gone to Heracross and screwed me up right now. Then again, I guess he thinks that I'm running. Oh my god. That did a lot of damage. Alright. U-turn, go. We're really gonna be doing this, aren't we? I should just quit and get another game. I'm not even kidding right now. Like, this is just me trying to bank on some really crazy luck, I guess. And yeah, that's basically how it goes. Now, I'm gonna go right for the Moonblast. Like, I really don't care right now. I'm just gonna keep gonna do that. What am I saying? I'm just gonna keep going, alright? Because that's just what we do. And I don't even know why. It's just a thing. It's a thing that apparently happens. So I'm just gonna go for it. He's gonna go for Wish. Now, I'm gonna predict him to... See, the thing is, I think he might predict me to switch. So I'm gonna go for the Moonblast. Are you kidding? Wow, he's just playing it safe every time. You know, I think we're just gonna call it quits here. Well, not call it quits. I'm gonna get another game, but I think we're gonna end it here just because this is taking way too long, and I think it's time I call it quits there. So I'm gonna get another game, and I'll be right back. So yeah, give me just a moment to do that. All right, battle number 5. Jeez, 5 battles in one video. And heck, 2 of them are really fast. One I expected to end pretty fast, but ended up being like a stall fest, which I'm just like, you know what, I'm losing, and I may as well just cut myself off from winning at some point. Well, or cut myself on stalling after some point, you know what I mean? So, weird. I think, regardless of what happens, this is the last battle. Like, I am not kidding around right now, because this is like the 5th battle in a row. Like, are you serious? I don't even know what's going on right now. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy, really. And I'm gonna go for the Rotom. Alright, let's see if he goes for the fake out or not. Because, you know, knockoff. Are you serious? They all, oh yeah, they carry knockoff now. Okay then, buddy. You're gonna be that guy who's gonna do that all the time, aren't you? Well, that's basically how it works. Alright, Florges, you're up. Well, that kind of sucks because I was actually thinking of like... Now, the fact that he outsped me with that, not like it matters though, because I'm just going to go for the Moonblast. I don't care about the lefties being gone, and he's going to go into this thing. Okay. Well, he had to switch anyways, so this is probably a... No, it's not a Assault Vest. It's lefties. Well, he's no longer got an item to abuse. So, yeah, that's that. That's the thing too, so... I think I'm gonna go for... what do I want to do? I don't know, actually. I mean, I'll go into not Metagross. I'll go into Rotom. I don't know. These are some mons I haven't run into so much, and I'm just using stuff. So I don't know what's gonna happen right now. So I'm just hoping for the best at this point, Because really, like, what else do? You just hope for the best there. And actually, I mean, even if he goes to Zygarde, it's not a big deal. And you know what the ironic part is? I'm going to say that, and then Zygarde's going to sweep me for some reason. Now, obviously, the joke is, you know, people don't really think Zygarde's that great. I think it's alright. I think he can work in this tier, maybe. But, obviously, if you're trying to do one thing, something's probably going to do it better. The defensive variants seem to be the best options. So, I mean, what do you do, right? So, there's nothing else I can say about that. And, I mean, that's basically how it is. So, I'm just going to switch out and see what happens. He's going to go for Toxic. Alright, this one actually carries Toxic. I don't know. I ran Toxic, but I ended up taking it off just because I'm just like, no. And he's going to go into Blastoise. Not that... Oh yeah, Blastoise can spin. This is actually one of the more annoying rapid spinners just because, well, the one thing I do have the thing I have setting up Stealth Rock is weak to this thing. But that's okay because Celebi's weak to Dark Pulse and Ice Beam. But I didn't want to take the Water Pulse. So, I mean, am I just playing around this now? Yeah, I guess so, huh? And I got the confusion, so that kind of sucked because I was actually thinking of like going for a different attack just on the off chance he would. I don't know. I went into it taking the Water Pulse or whatever water move he had, then going for Giga Drain. But you know that's kind of a thing right now. So what do you do? I don't know. You can't really go wrong with it, I guess. But again, that's just kind of a thing that you just gotta live with it. And these battles are just awkward now. Like, I'm probably gonna do OU again soon, but I don't know. The thing about these battles is that you guys know I always bring some really random stuff. Now, the only problem is there's so much stuff in this tier, and you cannot be prepared for every single thing you can. Even if let's say I made a super standard team, there's just gonna be a few odd choices that cannot do anything. Holy crap. That did a lot of damage. I don't even know this thing. I know it's got like base 100 attack. Of course, for a legendary like this, it's not great, but it definitely does what it needs to. And I have no reason to switch right now. Yeah, especially because of that. I'm gonna go to Kingdra just to go for the Dragon Pulse. And he will switch. Well, if I don't, I am just gonna save it, go for Dragon Pulse. Cause if I go for Hydro Pump and miss, or if I don't kill it, it's just gonna kill me. So it's better I force him to switch, basically, because, well, that's basically how it works. You basically kind of have to play around that kind of shit now. And heck, this thing is just random. I mean, I'll admit it. So what do? First, just say, oh, never mind. I'm not gonna go into that. And high jump kick. Yeah, I was just like, no, sir. Do not be that guy who does that. So I don't know. Let's see. Might need a Glade for later though. And that might have killed actually. So I gotta be careful now. Alright, I'm gonna go into Glade. I mean, he could go out into something. I don't think he could kill me with a high jump kick. If he's Glade resistant, I have more HP investment. If he wants to go for it, then I am okay with that. And I'm going to go for Cycle Cut. Oh, damn, that did a lot. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to... Shit, what do I do now? Actually, that's another thing I'm actually threatened by. And, yeah, that's not cool. Hope for the best. Go. Oh, what the heck? What? Okay. Air Slash missing? That is painful. I mean, it like never misses. And then it just missed when I'm just like, let's hope for the best. I guess I had faith in my Pokemon and then that happened. Great message, huh, guys? Because clearly that's how these battles are going to go from now on. it's just gonna be some really stupid hacks, and then we're gonna be blaming it on, you know, your love for your Pokemon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love some of these Pokemon, but again, there's just a point, there's just a point where you just gotta go, well, I don't know, man. It's just a thing that exists. And I'm surprised at how long this battle's taking. Well, I guess it's good because the last couple were just like, okay. Yeah, the game is just like, yeah, we don't want this battle to end just yet. We're just gonna let you keep playing. It is not like the endless battle clause though. And I gotta say, that endless battle clause thing, that has gotta be, it's definitely interesting, of course, but it's gotta be one of the most sick things I've ever seen happen. Like, I'm not even kidding, that shit was just ridiculous. For what reason, I do not know. And I'm gonna go for the T-Wave. I mean, he'll have to waste the turn trying to, like, heal up with the aromatherapy. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's just the random stuff that keeps me playing this tier, but at the same time, it's just like, there's just a point where you just gotta realize that there's a lot of shit to prepare for, and you're not prepared for everything. And honestly, that's a true lesson right there. Because you can't be prepared for everything because, well, there's a lot of shit. You could prepare for as much as you can, but there's only so many things you could prepare for, basically. And I'm not gonna get anywhere with this. You know, that'd be... Actually, I'm gonna go for it again. I'm gonna go for it again. And, whoa, there's some lag right there. Alright, I'm gonna go for it again. I'm gonna go for U-turn. Not that it's gonna do anything, but I think what I'm gonna do is go to Rhyperior. Yeah, I'm gonna, while he takes a turn, I'm gonna go to Rhyperior, and I'm gonna go right for the Earthquake immediately. If he wants to go in the Blastoise, be my guest. Alright, cool. Yeah, if he wants to go to Blastoise, then he could go into freaking Blastoise. I do not care at this point because I'm probably not going to get my rocks, or I can get the rocks out, but he's just going to go into freaking Blastoise again. So I really, all right. Well, there's a turn he could have used to, well, I guess it's kind of a good thing he didn't attack me. Fair enough, right? And I'm just going to go for the Earthquake. I was so tempted not to go for it, but it didn't matter because if I did go for Stealth Rock, then, well, shit, what do you do, right? It's just kind of a weird thing, and you just have to be prepared for it. And I think I'm gonna go into Kingdra. Now, not because he can take every hit. It just needs to take one, and I'm gonna go right for the Draco Meteor. Risk it for the biscuit. That's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. We are risking it all. We're gonna risk it. We're gonna risk it all for no reason. But hey, you know what? These battles are random enough to the point where, yeah, we could go for it and we'll be okay, somewhat. And I'm just gonna ride for the Hydro Pump. I really wanted to predict that switch. Well, not really, but it's like, there's a point where you shouldn't be doing that just because, well, if they stay in, you're gonna die anyways. And if you don't go for the safe play, you're gonna die. But at least if they switch, you get to live for another turn. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's kind of a thing right there. So I'm gonna go right for the Earthquake, and I live because Solid Rock's awesome, and I don't know. And that's basically what happens. And he's gonna go into Mienshao probably, and go for the Fake Out or Knockoff. Well, at this point, I don't have a reason to need him anymore. I'm surprised at how this battle's going. It's just crazy. In fact, that's kind of the thing with this sometimes. You might just find the strangest teams, or you could get in the most tight of situations and just hope you could come out of it. And when you see random hacks like from T-Wave and stuff, it's just like, yeah, you know what? There's something going on here, and actually, you know what? I'm going to go for the T-Wave right here. Because it doesn't matter if he switches anymore. Because if he goes to Mienshao, then... Wow. Dang, Celebi. Or Celestor. That T-Wave, putting in the work, I can't even believe I'm saying that right now. That's insane, though, just because, well... Like, I don't know, like, what'd you expect, huh? It's just crazy. There's some crazy shit going on. And... honestly, Like, I don't care if he switches right now, just because this thing's crippled for the remainder of the game. And I really don't want to... I don't want to mess with this threat right now. Alright. Now, if I live, I'm going to go for the recover. I don't know. Yeah, I really had nothing better to do there. Okay. I'm going to have to, like... Now, this is going to sound crazy, but I have a weird hunch that if I set up enough swords dances, I might be able to win. We're really going to do this. We're going to freaking do this, and this thing could take one hit. Definitely take a hit. Now, if I get... I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about right now. Oh, God. That did way too much. I am going to bank on no crits. Alright. Come on. Oh! I am so good. Well, I think people will love that part because I'm like, we're going to bank on no crit. There's a crit. So, there you go. There's the battle right there. So, if you guys like this all over the place battles and commentary, leave a like, leave your comments. Yeah, I don't freaking know. I'm just like, my mind is just blown at what's happening right now. But anyways, that was some crazy shit right there. Yeah, like really crazy shit. Like I'm typing that to my opponent. And geez, I had to admit, this was a very good battle. I mean, yeah, I know it was kind of an anticlimactic conclusion. Yeah, I did. But you know what they say. Risk it for the biscuit. That's what they say. GG. And anyways, Leadspeed signing out. Peace.